What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Don G, and this is the Coliseum Sports Show where I call them as I see them. And today we're gonna go through the league leaders in stats through week 2, okay? And then we're gonna go through team stats, and then we're gonna give you some individual stats, and then at the end I'm gonna give you my top, I say 5. I'm gonna try to get 10 because once I get into like the 7 to 10 range, it might be a little I don't know, it's a little like up in the air with those guys, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get started, you know what I'm talking about? All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with the team stats. And so we're gonna start with the team scoring, okay? So these are the top 5 teams in scoring. We're gonna go with the Vikings, they're top, number 1 with 6 touchdowns. We got the Packers with 6 touchdowns, the Broncos with 5 touchdowns, Patriots with 4 touchdowns. Same thing with the Chiefs. They got 4 touchdowns. That is your 5 top passing, scoring as far as passing TDs. Okay, we're gonna go on to rushing. And so I'm gonna give you the rushing yards and then the rushing touchdowns. Okay, so we're gonna have the Browns leading with rushing yards with 404 yards. The Eagles with 356. 49ers with 347. Falcons with 341. The Chargers in 5th place with 294. All right, that's rushing yards, okay? And here's the rushing touchdowns. It'll be the Ravens with 4, Rams with 4, 49ers with 4, Colts with 4, and the Cowboys with 3. And here are the top scoring overall teams, okay? That'd be for passing, rushing, special teams all together. Who's scoring the most touchdowns in the league right now? That'll be the Packers with 8 touchdowns. Wow. They got the Cowboys with 7 touchdowns. Real good. I know there's 5 on offense and 2 on defense, I believe. You got the Dolphins with 7. They're lighting up the scoreboard. You got the Lions with 7, lighting up the scoreboard. Ravens with 6. That's actually surprising. I thought they were having a hard time like scoring, but they getting the job done. Hey, I can't be mad at them. All right, so let's see here. What else do I have? All right, so let's go ahead and go through the individual stats, all right? So a lot of those team stats correlate with individual stats. So let's go ahead and start with the league leaders in passing. These are individual stats. So Tua leads the bunch with 715. Then Kirk Cousins with 708 yards. Stafford comes in 3rd with 641 yards. Stroud comes in. Wow, that is very amazing. Like I said, if you watch my other videos, I said he proved he can pass. We just have to get a formula for him to win. You know what I'm saying? He can pass the ball. So he's in 4th place. CJ Stroud with 626. Goff coming in at 5th place for 576 yards. Those are your passing yard leaders. Okay. Next, we're going to go to the rushing yards. Okay, these are individual stats. Once again, we got Christian McCaffrey with 268. We got Robinson, I think that was Bijan Robinson, another rookie, 180 yards, and he is nice. I don't know if you watched him, but there's a lot of plays where he has no business getting any kind of yards, and he makes it happen. He's good. He's here to stay as long as he can stay healthy. And we're going to get to that in a little bit. We got DeAndre Swift with 178. He give him crazy work, just like Shady. Then we got Chubb coming in at 4th, 170, and he didn't even finish his 2nd game. It's crazy, man. Like I said, we got to talk about that. And then 5th place coming in is James Cook, the little brother, and he came in at 169 yards. Next, we're going to move on to the league leaders in receiving, all right? Individual, we got Puka Nacua. I believe that's how you say his name. He has 200 and... Ooh, actually, take that back. He's actually in 2nd. So the first is Justin Jefferson with 309 yards. He is the number 1 receiving individual receiving yards. We have Puka Nacua coming in 2nd at 266 yards. I don't know who he is, but he is putting in work. I can't get mad at him. I can't be mad. He popped up on the screen and he stayed up there, honestly. He's battling for that number 1 spot. I don't know who he is, but Stafford slinging a rock to him. 3rd, we got Tyreek Hill. We know he putting in work. He got 255 yards. Oh, yeah, by the way, the top 2 receivers do not have any touchdowns. So Tyreek Hill, he does have 255 yards. but he has 3 receiving touchdowns. In my opinion, he is the #1 wide receiver right now. I mean, he's scoring, he's getting the yards, he's making it count, all right? He's putting the ball in the end zone. Next, we got Mike Evans coming in at 4th with 237 yards, and he has a touchdown. Putting in work. Got to make it count. Got to punch it in, man. We got, was it? I think it's Nico Collins, or I forgot, but he's coming in. His last name is Collins with 226 yards and a touchdown. And special mention, I'm not sure if it's the 5th or not. Was it for? Yeah, I think he's the 6th mention. I had to do it because my boy C Dangerous Lamb, you know who it is, baby, putting in work. He just had 140 yards, you know what I'm saying, on them boys, on the Jets. They said that we was actually supposed to have a hard time against them, but Dak was dotting them boys up, you know what I'm talking about? Definitely had a very good offensive showing compared to the first week. So C Dangerous Lamb had 220 yards, and yeah, man, he doesn't have any touchdowns, but he's putting in work, man. You can't get mad at that. All right. And next, we're going to move on to the defensive leaders, okay? So the defensive leaders in tackles, all right? I got to show love to the defense. I got to do it. We have Zaire Franklin with 30 tackles. We got Bobby Wagner. That man is always on top of the board. You can't get mad at him. So Bobby Wagner with 28 tackles. You got T.J. Edwards with 26 tackles. Cameron Bynum with 25 tackles. Javon Holland with 25 tackles. So those are your top 5 leaders in tackles through week 2. We're going to move on to interceptions. You know who the top is. I mean, we had a whole video on who was just handing them out. Mr. Allen, Joshua, my boy, god dang. But yeah, we got, I think, Jair Whitehead. He has, or something, but his last name is Whitehead, plays for the Jets. He had 3 interceptions. Jesse Bates comes in a second with 2 interceptions. We got Christian Eisen with 2 interceptions. Matt Milano with 2 interceptions. And Paulson Adebo with 1 interception. We're going to move on next to the sack leaders. It's the big boy talk, you know what I'm saying? So the boys who making that big money, you know what I'm saying, hitting that quarterback. The sack leaders are going to be Daniel Hunter for the Vikings. He has 4 sacks. TJ Watt, you know how he get down, 4 sacks. Josh Allen with 3 sacks. Dennis Gardeck, never heard of him, but he has 3 sacks. And last, we have Drake Jackson with 3 sacks. Now, I know what you guys are wondering. Where's Micah Parsons? I thought he's a young lion. He's on top of the list. Well, he's a lion not only because he gets sacks, but he opens the door for his teammates to get sacks. So the next 2 on the list are actually Cowboys. And that's with Michael Parsons with 3 sacks and his running mate, Osa Odigizua, with 3 sacks. Them boys putting in that work, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 Cowboys in that range tied up with 3 sacks with everybody else tied for 3rd place with 3 sacks each. So we get into that quarterback. Y'all seen it. Stop playing with us, man. You ain't got to play with us. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do us like that. Give us some kind of respect. At least on defense. Come on now. Now, we got 2 more stat lines. We're going to go to the most forced fumbles. That's going to be first with Cole Holcomb with 2. Montrez Sweat with 2. TJ Watt with 2. Montravius Adams with 1. And I got to say something, man. TJ Watt, he is on this for sacks and forced fumbles. That is a bad man. A real bad man. All right, and last, we're going to show love to the kickers. I don't think anybody shows love to the kickers, so I guess, you know, the kickers can tune into my show. They can show me love. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to show y'all love. So the best kickers in the league right now through week 2 is going to be Brandon Aubrey with 7. Oh, yeah. Cowboys. You know who it is. Kicking them things. Then it's going to be Nick Folk with 7. Jake Elliott comes in at third, and he's a bad man. I cannot lie. Jake Elliott is a bad brother. He has 6 field goals. Brett Maher, 6 field goals. We got rid of him, but he's still capable of, being a premier kicker, it looks like. Jake Moody with 6 field goals. And I want to give, some love to Dicker, the kicker from UT. You know how we get down. But, yeah, he's up there, too. I believe he had 5 or 6 field goals made. So those are your league leaders individually and team-wise in stats, all right? Before I give you guys my top 10 teams right now, my power rankings, I want to say one thing. I don't like how they are doing the running backs. As you can see, 2 of the league leaders, I believe, who is it? Let's see. Chubb has, 170 yards. He did not finish the season. He's done for the season. He got hurt. He was fighting for that. I don't know if he was fighting for a contract, but man, I don't think he has the big contract that he wanted. And it's just sad to see him go out like that because I was a running back, so I understand the wear and tear it has on the body. And that was a man who ran with authority. And to see him go out like that is sad, man. But you also can see why they might be hesitant to give running backs those big contracts because it's tough on us, man. We're in a car wreck every play, whether we're running the ball, whether we're receiving with a linebacker right behind us. That's who's guarding us, a big linebacker right behind us. Blocking, we block defensive ends, tackles, whoever come up there to take the quarterback's head off, we got to be there, the last line of defense to stop them. It's wear and tear. We're in a car wreck every play. In my opinion, the running backs are the epitome of a football player. Some of them even pass the ball. Shout out to Darren McFadden. We pass, we run, we block. Dang, man. No more do you want from me. But yeah, man. And then Saquon Barkley. He wanted that contract because he knew putting it on the line, that's exactly what he was doing. He was risking it for the biscuit. You know what I'm saying? No Funyon for the Munyon. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's real tough on these running backs, man. They want their contracts, but it is hard to make sure everybody gets fed. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the last segment, and that's going to be my power rankings. And so my power rankings are going to be, and before I do that, let me give the best records of each conference, okay? So the best records of the AFC is going to be the Ravens with being 2-0, the Dolphins being 2-0, the Jags are 1-1, Chiefs 1-1, Bills 1-1. The only 2 teams that are undefeated are the Ravens and Dolphins. The NFC best records are the Cowboys being 2-0, 49ers 2-0, Falcons 2-0. Everybody else is actually the Saints 2-0. Let me see, anybody else 2-0? I believe that's it. If I'm missing somebody, I apologize. But the top 5 in the NFC conference, because the top of their division would be the Cowboys, the 49ers, the Falcons, the Packers, and the Saints. So those are the leaders of their divisions, okay? And the second place people, along with the Eagles, they're in second place right now in our division, tied with the Commanders. So right now. Oh, yeah, the Commanders undefeated? I think the Commanders are undefeated, too. Let me give them a shout-out, whatever. They're gonna take that L sooner or later. They're going to meet us. But, yeah, so let me just give you guys my power 10 rankings, okay, as much as I can at least. I'm at least get you through 7, okay? So there's going to be the Cowboys, the dominance that they have against their opponents. I mean, they went 50-0 against opponents, as far as 50 points to 0 unanswered points. So 50 unanswered points, to start off the season. That hasn't been done since 2006, I believe. I saw that stat. That is amazing. Next is going to be the 49ers. They have dominance as well. They've allowed points, but that is a scary defense, and their offense is clicking. They're scoring. They're playing defense. I cannot be mad at that. I can't wait to see you guys week 5 and later in the playoffs because we will see you again. The Dolphins, they're in third place. I think they're actually, you know what? I'm going to tie the 49ers and the Dolphins. They're going to be tied for second place, okay? Because you can't be mad at them. You know what I'm saying? They're scoring, they're putting up points. I cannot be mad at a team that knows how to score, and right now they look scary on the AFC, okay? So I got the Cowboys 1, 49ers and Dolphins tied for 2. Then I'm going to go with the Eagles because they are, I guess, the defending NFC champions. And even though they don't look the best now, they could catch fire. And one thing they do is run the ball, as we can see through those stats. Okay. So they run the ball and that does travel. And hopefully they get their defense together because that looks like anybody can score on them. I'm sorry. You have Mac Jones and the Vikings running it up on you. I'm sorry. Fourth, we have the Ravens. They have a new offense, new weapons. Lamar Jackson still trying to prove that he's a passing quarterback and he can pass more than he does. And you know what? He had a good last game. I believe he had like 200 and something yards passing. Did his job on the ground running. I cannot be mad. And he lost his running back. Oh my goodness. I think Dobbins. These running backs are dropping, man. I'm making it hard for us to, hey man, like we gotta sit there and be strong, but you make it hard when all of them are getting hurt, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Man, J.K. Dobbins. Man, Chubb, man. You saw the way he went down in the leg? But I digress. Let's get back to the list. So Ravens coming in at 4. Then I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. You just got to. They might catch fire and start looking the way the Chiefs are supposed to look. So they don't look good, in my opinion, right now. But yeah, I just got to give them respect and at least give them the number 5 spot. Then we're going to move on to the Falcons. The Falcons, like I said, they run the ball. And running the ball travels, okay? It travels. You just got to give respect, man. They're going to run the ball. And they played good enough defense to keep them in the game. So Falcons coming in at 6. The Saints are coming in at 7. They don't look that good either, but they have a good quarterback in Derek Carr. He's playing good. It's just going to come to later on in the year. Is he going to sustain that, going to be able to sustain that and put it all together to knock off the Falcons? I believe the Falcons look the best in their division right now. So I think it's going to come down to those two teams. That's why they're stacked 6 and 7. So Falcons, then the Saints at 7. And last, let's see, we're getting now. So that's through 7. So then I'm going to put on my final 3. So I'm going to put the Bills at 8, just because they can catch fire and they can do damage if you allow them to. If you don't have the defense to stop Josh Allen, he's going to put up points. I'm sorry. So I'm going to have to put them at 8, only because it has such a bad showing against the Jets. And we saw what the Cowboys did against the Jets. They're not that scary. They did not have their best quarterback. What were you guys doing? Then I'm going to have to put the Packers. The Packers are doing their thing. They look actually pretty good post Aaron Rodgers. And who's going to get that final slot? I'm going to put the Jags at the Jags. I'm going to put them tied with the Chargers for the 10th slot. So we got the Cowboys, the 49ers, Dolphins, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, Falcons, Saints, Bills, and I said the Packers, and Jaguars, Chargers. That is my power 10. Let me know what you guys think. I think I put together a great list. These are your stat leaders as far as the teams and individuals. Give me you guys thoughts and your opinions. And yeah, who's your top 10 teams? Who's your top 5 teams? And yeah, man, this is the Coliseum Sports Show, where I call them as I see them. And yeah, tune in next time, you guys. You guys have a great day, and let's look forward to week 3 of football. Let's get it.